Guys, kind of part two is gonna be a little bit long. We have a lot to understand and we have a lot on our shoulders. So we need to understand file permissions, ownerships, and permissions. We're gonna understand how to view them. I think when you view the permission, you're gonna understand them even more. And we have file permissions, how to change them and to change the ownership and all of these. So we're going to start by understanding file permissions and ownerships. So as we saw in part one, we can add users, we can add groups, and there's this extra, or this is extra, which is others, and O, everyone else. So if you're not a user or you're not a group, you're just a visitor, so you're called others. So this is file ownership. Maybe a user owns this file, maybe it's a group, maybe it's both, maybe it's others, maybe it's the three of them. So everything's possible. So as we said, we also have permissions. We have ownership and permission. Ownership, we said users, groups, and others. And permissions, we have read, write, and execute. So read is to read the file, write is to modify it, and X or execute is to execute the program. Execute the file and program. Okay. So if you want to view files and permissions, the structure is ls minus f and the file name. So let's do that. I think, yeah, we need to log in. And this is the password I have been telling you about that I haven't to enter. The hashed or the ciphertext when we opened etc shadow. This is the ciphertext. Oh, wait. Okay. Right. Clear. So if we want to, let's create a file maybe. So let's touch file.txt. Oh, sorry, .txt. We said .txt is like a notepad. So if we listed, we have file.txt. Okay, great. So we want to see ls or man ls. Let's go to the F section. Do not sort. And this is enable, disable, color. So let's check it. ls minus f and file.txt. No, that's not what I want. I want to check out the permission. So let's try ls minus la and file.txt. Okay, great. This is what I want. So this is the permissions of the file. This is the group and owner of the file. So this is the ownership and this is the permission. So let's try another file. So ls minus la desktop. So we're gonna see here we have Huzairan and Tammuz. Okay, so we have here permissions and users and groups, ownerships. So we have read write, we have here read write and execute. Here we have execute, read, and execute. So this is the string. We're gonna see it right now, and we're gonna understand what does this string means. So if we went after we listed the files, it's gonna display a string. So we have the first character, then 333. So this is how we're gonna see it. There is a photo that describes it more. So the first character, it can be either a dash or a D, and it talks about the file type. The first three characters are for the users, the other three characters are for groups, and the last three characters are for others. So if you're a user of this file, what you can do, what permission you have. Do you have the right to read and execute, or sorry, read, write, and execute? If you're in a group, what permissions do you have? And if you're in others, what permissions do you have? Okay. So if we go back to the terminal, we can see that the file.txt, or here, you can see it's in a different color than downloads, documents, and desktop, which means that file is a file. It's not a folder. It's not a directory, as these colored ones are. So when we list it, it showed us that the first character is dash. So file.txt is a file. It's not a directory, not like desktop. Desktop is a directory. So the first character is D. Okay. Does anyone need any kind of help till now? Like, did you understand the difference between how to recognize a file and how to recognize a directory? Okay. So as we said, the first three characters after the first one, which is the dash or D, we're gonna have permissions, the user permission. So me as Maya, I have the permission to read, write, and execute. A group only have the permission to write and execute, and others have the right to read and execute also. So for file.txt, we can see that no one has the permission to execute the file. I can write in that file, and anyone in my group can write in that file, but uh, any other users or any other groups can only just read from that file. So I can say, let's type something into this file. So let's say echo hello into file.txt. And if I said cat file.txt, here I'm reading the contents of the file, which I have permission to do so. And when I said echo hello, I'm writing in that or modifying this file, so I have the permission. But if I said dot slash, which means execute file.txt, oh, sorry, it's dot slash file.txt, it's gonna say permission denied because I don't have the execute permission. So again, a quick recap. We have listed all the files we have, and files and folders. So we can see that the only file we have is file.txt and the others are directories. So if we long listed or listed all in the long format for file.txt, we're gonna see that it's a file and the user have the ability to write and read as we did here. We have the ability to modify and display the content of that file. Anyone in that group can do so, and any other users in group can only write. But we don't have any kind of execution permission. So when we try to execute, the execute command or structure of execution is /file.txt. It said permission denied because we don't have the ability to do so. Okay. We can change that. We can give any kind of user or any kind of group or any kind of others whatever permission we need. So if I want to give, we're gonna see that right now. So file permissions, let's check permissions, which is chmod, change permission. The structure of it is chmod ownership permission. So ownership, we said it's either user group or others, and permission is read, write, and execute. And we can either add or remove permissions. So let's try and add the execute for me. So we said the structure for it is change mood. Oh, come on, right? And then we said that we need ownership. So I want only the user to add the execution permission to it to file.txt. I'm sorry. So now if we listed file.txt, we're gonna see that Maya or the user have the ability to execute now. So if we said dot if we said dot slash file.txt, yes, it's not gonna, it has executed and it said hello, it's not a command if not found because there's no for loop, there's no functions, or there's no if statements, it's not gonna function. It just says hello, which is the string, so it doesn't have anything to execute. But the difference is after we gave the execute permission, it did not give me permission denied. It's a command not found, which means it have executed, but it haven't found anything to execute yet. So, did you understand the basic adding, removing permissions, and ownerships? Okay. Does anyone have any kind of question before we go? Because it's something that's buildable. Like we understand users and group. Now we're gonna understand ownership and permissions, and we're adding and removing permissions. So yes, Zain.
Can you please repeat how do we remove permission from a user?
Yeah, of course, I was gonna do that right now. So I have added a permission to me, which is I said chmod u and give the user the permission to execute. So if you want to remove it, we just say chmod. I want to remove the execute permission, which is -x file.txt. And then if we relisted, it's gonna remove the execution permission. And if we try to execute that file, it's gonna give me again permission denied, not command not found. So this is how we remove and add permissions to users. We can do it to group, we can do it to both. So if we said ugo plus execute and file.txt, I'm sorry, there is chmod. So ugo plus x file.txt, everyone is going to have the permission to execute the file. And we can remove it, as we say, chmod. Instead of ugo, I think you can put a minus x file.txt, which is all. I think this is a possible thing. Yes, it is. So yes, we removed all the execution permissions from everyone. So instead of writing ugo, you can also write, where is it? A minus x. So Linux doesn't have any kind of defined structure. You can do whatever is more comfortable to you. You can add ugo, which is user group others, or you can add a for all. So you can do both. Does anyone have any kind of question till now? Okay. So there's this thing about permissions. There's a symbolic mode and there's a numeric mode. So uh, not a lot of people use the numeric mode. Most use the symbolic mode, which is RWX, the one we have used earlier. But some people kind of use the numeric mode. So let's see what's the difference between the symbolic mode and the numeric mode. So the symbolic mode, as we said, is just writing the permission as it is. So if we want to give the user the permission to write and read and execute, we just say RWX, to the owner. And if we want to remove the write permission from the group, we just say chmod g -w. Or if we want to add the execute for others, we can do that by using the symbolic mode, which we have used earlier in this structure. We also have this thing that's called a numeric mode. So a numeric mode is kind of like a permission and a value. So every permission have a value. So if no permissions, 0. If you wanted to give if you want to give it only the execute permissions, you can give it 1. Write 2, write and execute. You can give it 3. Read 4, read and execute. You can give it 5. And read, write 6, and read, write, execute 7. So, for example, if you want to change the mode for, let's say, Let's try it. I have never tried numeric mode. I never used it. So let's say chmod u minus it's let's remove like 7 7. Oh yeah. Okay, let's try what's written on because 755 file.txt. Let's try this. Else minus a. So we have seen that 7 is the read write execute, and 5 is read execute and read execute. Is this correct? 5 read execute read execute. So every number, so 7 is the first number is gonna be, I guess, the user. The second number is gonna be the group, and the third number is others. Let's try maybe chmod. Let's try giving only execute for user and write for groups. Oh, sorry. Let me reopen my bash. Okay. So uh, we said it's okay. Write for groups, and let's give the permission for others to do nothing. File.txt, and then we list it. Yes. So the first one had the ability to execute. The second one is to write, and the third one does not have any kind of permission. So, guys, if we want to add all permissions to everyone, so how can we do that in the numeric mode? Let me open this. If I want to add every permission to everyone, how can we do that? Here you go. Here's the slide. Okay. Does anyone have an idea on how to add all permissions to everyone? If you'd like to try, it's fine. Like, you can try if you want to. Uh, why did you write it in that way? And plus, did we add sudo? Where's the chmod? It's kind of like all the syntax is incorrect. There's no sudo, it's just chmod. Okay, let me open my virtual machine and let you have a hint. So we want to add read, write, and execute to everyone. So how can we do that? See here, chmod ugo plus x or a minus x. Okay, that's perfect. Either UGO plus RXW, or can you do it in the numeric mode? So can you do it this way, like chmod, numbers, and a file name, like we did here right now. Chmod number, then the file.txt. Uh, Not exactly, kind of, but you just type 777 and file.txt. So the first number is gonna be dedicated to the user, the second number is gonna be dedicated for the groups, and the third number is gonna be dedicated for others. So if we're at chmod 777, file.txt, and we entered, then we listed it, everyone's gonna have the permission to do anything. Okay, you don't have to write UGO, just have to write What about chmod a plus rwx file name? Yes, that works also. We can do that if you want. So let's remove them. Let's remove everything like chmod a minus rwx and file.txt. So again, if we listed, everyone's gonna be doing nothing actually. No one can do nothing. So if I try to cat file.txt, it's gonna give me permission denied. So let's rm delete file.txt. We don't need it anymore. Rm minus r file.txt. We still haven't removed it because we don't have any kind of permission. So let's do that. Chmod a plus, or let's say 777 file.txt. Now let's remove it. Now it's removed. Okay. So that's great. We kind of got the basics and the difference between the symbolic node and the numeric mode. Please put in mind that there are 3 numbers. You can do 2 numbers. You can do 1 number. The first number is going to be the users, second groups, and third are going to be others. Okay. So now we're gonna change the ownership of a file with chown. Change who owns this file. And this is gonna need the sudo one. So sudo chown new owner file name. And if we want to change also the group, we can do this new group file name. So let's try these both. I shouldn't have, but it's fine. So touch file1.txt. And then if we long listed, so ls minus la file1.txt, we're gonna see the owner of this file is Maya. So do you remember the command to check what users and group do we have? It's kind of easy. It's cat. Let's do that. So cat etc passwords. So we have Nur, Sabine, and Maya. And if we said cat etc group, we also have Alice, Maya, and Noor and Sabine group. So let's clear our screen. And if we long listed again the file, we have Maya, who is the owner of this file. So let's change the ownership. So it's chown. And chown, or we have to use sudo, sorry. So sudo chown. Let's say Noor file1.txt. Needs the password. Okay, it passed through. So if we long listed again, we can see that the user Noor is now responsible for that file officer, and it's in the group Maya. So let's also change that file to group Noor, and let's say sudo chown Noor file one.txt. And also, if we long listed the file, we're gonna see that Noor has the that file in her ownership. Okay, so did you understand what is the meaning of changing ownerships and changing the group and user of it? Does anyone have any kind of question about changing ownerships? I think someone gave me a like. Okay. So as we said, if we want to put a new owner for that file who's responsible for that file, we said super user do change ownership, new file and file name. The same thing, we have to put these two dots, new group, because it's always like when we want to like see a group. So if we said cat etc, oh sorry, etc group, we're gonna see that all groups have these two dots. Clear. Okay. So this is the structure of the group, and this is the structure of the user. And if we want to add them together, like we want to change the whole file to Sabine, we can do that in one command, which is sudo change ownership, new group to the file name. So let's do that right now. We say sudo chown Sabine, oh sorry, Sabine, and Sabine, which is the user Sabine and the group Sabine, file1.txt. And if we long listed the file, we're gonna see now Sabine is responsible for that file and it's not Noor anymore. So we can do the same command in one command. Okay. So anyone have any kind of question till now? Great, Sabine thing. Okay, let's take a 5-minute break, and then we're gonna go to the most interesting part of this lecture or this day. After we have seen the interesting thing about permissions and files and ownerships and users and groups, now we're gonna go to text editors, which will be after the break. So let me stop recording and we'll come back